Good morning. Can you all hear me? Atulya Soni, can you hear me? All right, so as I can make out, you can hear me, and I don't think you need to see me, but still, if need be. All right. All right, so let's continue with the with what we have been doing, that is the thoracic wall, which we have to finish today. So today we're going to finish the thoracic wall and try to. We have done already the muscles, we have done the skeleton which forms. We have already had demonstrations yesterday and day before yesterday on the atypical ribs and typical thoracic vertebra. So can somebody tell me quickly about the parts of typical thoracic vertebra and rib, typical rib? Any volunteer? Haji, Ayan Hidol. Ayan Hidol, can you tell me the features of a typical rib? What are the parts of a typical rib?
Excuse me, sir, I'm audible. Am I audible?
Yes, very clearly.
So features of typical rib, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Bolo.
So features of a typical rib are like it has the head, neck, tubercle, and the shaft. So head, neck, and tubercle part is positioned posteriorly, and the shaft is positioned laterally. So the head part of a typical rib consists of two demifacets. The two demifacets which are separated by a crest of the head of the rib. The superior demifacet.
Wait. When you say demifacet, means half the facet. So are they half facets or one is small, one is big?
So superior one is small and inferior one is bigger one.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
You want to verify?
No, sir, I am sure.
Yeah.
So the superior one is smaller one which articulates with the vertebra above the corresponding number. Like if it is the fifth or fifth rib, then the superior one will articulate with the fourth vertebra, and the inferior one, which is the larger one, will articulate with the corresponding vertebra. That the fifth rib will articulate with the fifth vertebra.
हमारे पास book है कोई अभी? Can you approach a book? Or are you reading from a book?
No, sir, I wasn't reading from a book. I studied it yesterday only. I studied it yesterday only.
Okay, that's all right. But you can check कर सकते हो? Do you have a book which you can access right now?
Yes, sir. Just a second, sir.
देखो.
Yes, sir. So it is showing the same thing, sir, which I said.
Sorry?
Sir, it is showing the same thing which I said, that upper one is a smaller facet and lower one is a larger facet.
In a typical rib?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then so these are the two facets which we find on the head of the rib, which is going to articulate with the vertebra behind. And
yes,
then
sir.
we'll have a shaft and then NGN. And it has two curves.
Sorry, sir.
And which are the
Sir,
two
I
ribs?
couldn't
Which are,
understand. Yes,
sorry?
sir.
बोलो बोलो क्या कह रहे हो?
Sir, I couldn't. I read it that there were two curves, but I couldn't understand what was the meaning of two curves actually.
See, the rib is not a it is a long bone, but it is not a straight bone. And if it is not a straight
Yes,
bone,
sir.
it's been curved at few places to become like this as
Okay,
it
sir.
actually. So we have one curvature posteriorly, just posterior, close to the posterior end, beyond the tubercle, and the other curvature is over here. But the posterior curvature is more prominent. As you can make out, and really it is efficient, and it is as a cartilage which makes it reach the sternum. So which is why
Okay.
we have the two angles, posterior angle and the anterior angle, and the two ends, posterior and anterior and posterior, neck, shaft,
Yes.
tubercle. Yeah. So which are the true ribs? Which are the false ribs?
So true ribs are basically the vertebrosternal ribs which articulate with the vertebra behind and with the sternum with their own costal cartilages. So
So that,
basically the upper seven ribs.
okay, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Yes, sir. Upper seven.
Very good. And this one, that is the 8th, 9th, and 10th. 8th, 9th, 10th is
So
with these, no?
it is
So
a
they are
vertebropondal rib, a false rib.
right, right. So they do not reach sternum directly independently. They have to
Yes, sir.
take help of the seventh costal cartilage to reach the sternum. All right. So that is
Yes,
how,
sir.
and the intercostal spaces being called, some are called typical, some are called atypical.
Yes,
So
sir.
typical, which spaces by
So
definition?
typical intercostal spaces, sir.
What is a typical intercostal space by definition?
So typical intercostal space, the definition means that the
The
components of the
definition.
intercostal,
Yes, yes.
like the intercostal vein, the intercostal artery, and the intercostal nerve, they lie within the thoracic wall and they supply the structure of the thoracic wall. So basically, like example for the first and the second spaces, they would not be called typical because the intercostal nerve of the first space is basically the T1 which supplies the upper limb also, and the lateral cutaneous branch of the T2 intercostal nerves is the intercostal brachial nerve which supplies the medial upper side of the arm. So that also would not be called a typical intercostal space. And the lower spaces also, so I don't remember the exact numbers, but lower spaces also, since some of the nerves and the vessels would be supplying the anterior abdominal wall, so some of them also would not be called the typical intercostal spaces.
Okay. Okay, wonderful. So, so have you all got oriented to the muscles which we have done last time? We have the 3 sets of muscles. The external intercostal, internal intercostal, and the innermost intercostal. Hello? Anji.
Yes.
Roll number 217. Roll number 217. Is roll number 217 there? 217? So she's not there. So 2017 is not there. Right. Sorry, 217 is not there. So, but who was marking their attendance? Sir, I cannot unmute. Okay, 8 minutes. Huh? I think you should be able to unmute you now. 217. Can you speak?
Yes, sir. Sir, good morning, sir. I could not unmute it before.
Put in your roll number again in the box later after you're finished talking to me. So now the thing is that have you understood the muscles, arrangement of the muscles in the thoracic wall, which we call as intercostal muscles? The three sets of muscles: external intercostal, intermediate intercostal, and the innermost intercostal. External intercostal, which is attached to the rib above, the inferior border of the rib above, and what? Where else is attached?
Sir, it is attached to the outer lip of the upper border of the rib below.
Yes. Okay, you just stay here. I'm going to restart this whole process because I'm hanging. The whole system is hanging. My system is hanging. So I'll re-log in because I'm unable to move my screen. Or we need to. I think in continue, if you can tell me. 217. I find it difficult to pronounce the name.
Sir, it's rugby.
Sragvi, okay. Right, tell me, Sragvi, may have you understood the muscle arrangement of the thoracic wall?
Yes, sir.
So which are the muscles?
So we have the external intercostal muscles, then
We
the
have
internal
the
intercostal muscle.
lower border of the rib above to the outer border of the rib below, and these fibers are directed downwards. And if you look, are you looking from the front? Anti aspect for the person who's standing in front of you, the fibers are directed downwards and forwards. Okay, so that is the direction of fibers of
Yes,
the
sir.
external intercostal. And deeper to the external intercostal is which muscle? And one thing more about this
Internal
is,
intercostal.
just a moment. This external intercostal will be directed like this. And beyond these costal cartilages, it becomes membranous over here till it reaches the lateral wall of the sternum, where it is called anterior intercostal membrane. Right? What is it called?
Yes, sir.
What is it
Anterior
called?
intercostal membrane.
Anterior intercostal membrane. Very
Anterior.
good. So it becomes like a. So it becomes like a membrane. So we call it internal. So this is the direction of fibers of external intercostal, and beyond the outer border of the first strip, beyond the sternal costosternal angle, it becomes the membranous over here. And so which is the muscle deeper to this, and what is the direction of fibers?
So the muscle deeper to external intercostal would be the internal intercostal, and the direction of its fibers from the anterior side will be downwards laterally, and from the posterior side it will be downwards medially.
Follow it posteriorly, वो automatic उतना ही बन जाएगा. Don't try to remember everything, because if you follow this muscle in the posterior part of the intercostal space, the muscle direction fibers will automatically be like that only. So, but try to focus your attention on the direction fibers as you see it from the front if the person is standing in front of you. So the attachment of fibers is above to the floor of the costal groove and below to the intermediate area on the upper lip or upper part of the rib below, and the direction of fibers is almost at 90 degrees to the direction of the fibers of external intercostal. And then we have the third deepest muscle, which is called, what is it called? Innermost intercostal, innermost intercostal. And this innermost intercostal is not very well developed. It is more well developed in the lower part and the intermediate part of the interthoracic. So if you follow the intercostal spaces, the innermost intercostal will be found in the intermediate region of the thoracic cage only, intermediate part only, and that too only that too also in the lower part of the thoracic cage. That is where you find the innermost intercostal to be prominent, and its direction of fibers is same as that of
Internal intercostal.
internal intercostal. Very good. So that is about this muscle, and as I said, these two muscles are, this innermost intercostal is deficient in the anterior part and the posterior part, but so there it is replaced by another group of two strong muscles. One which is we had discussed that they also, this is what is called, what is this name of this muscle? Yahan par it is a diagrammatic picture. So this is a picture of the back of the sternum seen from the inner aspect. This is the right second costal cartilage seen from behind. So this is the anterior wall of the anterior thoracic wall, which has been cut open, and we are watching it from the inner aspect from behind. So we can see a muscle over here which is arising from the sternum and going to these costal cartilages, second, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth ko jata hai, and that is called sternocostalis या transversus thoracis. दोनों का एक ही नाम है because it is fibers are more transversely arranged, and it is also called as a sternothoracis or transversus. It is called either sternocostalis or transversus thoracis. So that is the muscle, the innermost muscle in the anteriormost part of the chest wall. While similarly, so this is the diagram to show you that. But just like so, we had the external intercostal, internal intercostal, innermost intercostal that is well developed in the lower part and in the intermediate part of the intercostal space. Whereas we have inner aspect of this, we have a sternocostalis or transversus. Which muscle?
So
what is it called?
There is no picture visible.
Sorry? Can you be loud, please?
The picture that you're talking. So the picture that you're talking about from the posterior aspect of the thoracic wall is not visible. We can see your screen, but
this picture is not visible. You can't see?
Yes. No, sir. Your screen is visible, but photo hasn't opened.
What about now?
No, sir. It's the same.
What is it showing now?
Yes, sir. Now it's visible.
Okay, okay. So this is the muscle.
Aspect.
Yeah, this is the muscle on the posterior aspect of the sternum. That is the sternocostalis, also called transversus thoracis. So it is attached to the back of the sternum to the successively this second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth costal cartilages. So this is how. So similarly, will be on the other side also. So this picture shows to you the left-sided transversus thoracis muscle, and this is in the almost the same plane as we have the innermost intercostal. As you can see in this diagram, this is which muscle? Internal intercostal, which is lying superficial to this muscle. The transversus thoracis ke superficial hai. So, and outer to the internal intercostal, of course, will be the external intercostal. And okay, so as I was trying to tell you, there's one more muscle. So we have external intercostal, internal intercostal, which are well defined in the all intercostal spaces. whereas the innermost intercostal is only defined in the intermediate part of the intercostal spaces, in the lower intercostal spaces, that too in the intermediate region only. Whereas there is a muscle closer to the same, which lies in the same place as the innermost intercostal, close to the sternum, that is called sternocostalis. And we have another muscle which is close to the vertebral column, close over here, and that is called as subcostalis. So subcostalis is a muscle which is attached to the rib, these ribs. Which ribs? It is attached to, it is again, this subcostalis is more prominent in the lower part of the thoracic cage, and it is closer to the posterior part of the thoracic cage. So the direction of fibers is almost the same as the innermost intercostal or the internal intercostal. So that is how this muscle we have. That is the subcostalis. So subcostalis, transversus thoracis, and internal intercostal and innermost intercostal, they all help in depression of the ribs. Whereas the external intercostal, when it contracts, it helps to pull the ribs up. So this is how it is really controversial still, that which muscle is able to do what and what role they have in the breathing. We'll discuss it later when we do the mechanism of breathing. But they are not the major muscle of breathing. Of course, primary muscle of respiration is diaphragm, and these are the muscles which come into play when the person has to make enough extra effort to breathe, that is inspiration as well as expiration. All right, so now let's talk about the blood supply, which is there in the region, which is called as the arteries and the nerves and the veins, stenosis, neurovascular bundle in the intercostal spaces. Now, we have one thing which is called as the intercostal artery. Now, intercostal artery, if you see in this diagram, is this diagram visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, this diagram shows to
Is
you
it a
the sternum in front. It shows the vertebral column behind. It shows a big tube. So we had a heart which has been cut off, removed, and the tube, major arterial tube, which comes out from the heart and goes behind, arches like this and turns clearly to the left and goes down in the thorax and then goes into the abdomen. That is the aorta, right? So this is the aorta. So this part is called the arch of aorta. This is called as the descending thoracic aorta, and this is once it is there in the abdomen, it is called as the abdominal aorta. So, so let's talk about the arteries which are going to be supplying the thoracic cage. So because they are supplying the thoracic cage, we call them as intercostal arteries. So let's first talk about the anterior intercostal arteries, because arteries are coming from both the aspects, from both the sides, from the anterior side also and from the posterior side also. So we have the anterior intercostal arteries and posterior intercostal arteries. So, okay, I need help from somebody. I need a volunteer to help me take the blood supply forwards. Who is going to volunteer? I need a volunteer. Otherwise, I'll have to volunteer somebody. कौन बताएगा? I need help. कोई सवाल नहीं पूछना. Don't worry. I need a volunteer to help me take this forwards. That is a blood arterial supply first. So in that case, when there is no one, I think I have Gauri to help me. Okay, who's there? No, you are not the organizer. I'm unmuted. Okay, I'm unmuted by the organizer. Just give me a minute. All right. Who wanted to? Okay, Tejas. Okay, I didn't read this. Let Tejas be volunteer. Tejas, I'm unmuting you. Tejas Sikri. Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Alright, तो अभी तक समझ आ रहा है आपको?
हाँ जी सर.
Okay, so now we are going to take we both of us are going to help the class to understand the arterial supply, which are the arteries there and how they supply the thoracic wall. First of all, how do they reach, and what do they do, what branches do they give, and what all they are going to do in this region. So the two arteries which we have, because okay, पहले मुझे बताओ, how many intercostal arteries do you plan to have? I mean, we have been given intercostal spaces. Now we have to put in arteries there. So how many intercostal arteries do you think we will need?
Sir, 11 for each intercostal space.
We will need 11 intercostal spaces. But if we have 11 intercostal spaces, so we should have 11 intercostal arteries. Wonderful. Now, did you remember the arrangement, or as you can see here also, the anti-intercostal arteries beyond the 7th, that is 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Yes, sir.
I mean 8th, 9th, and 10th rib जो है हमारा है. So which means how many spaces do we have? 11, no? So
Haan ji,
the
sir.
space, okay, this one is which rib is this one? This one is the 6th rib. ये हमारा 7th rib है.
Yes,
ये
sir.
8th, 9th, and 10th है, right? So which is this space? ये हमारा 6th space हो जाएगा.
Yes,
Between
sir.
6th and 7th. तो ये 7th space हो गया, ये 8th हो गया, ये 9th हो गया.
Nine.
So if you look at these spaces, the 7th, 8th, and 9th spaces, the anti-intercostal space is very narrow, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because the other ribs, in case of other ribs, they would have made it to reach the sternum through the costal cartilage and would have had a big, huge anti-intercostal spaces all the way up till the sternum. But that is not happening. It is very compressed and narrowed down because of the acuteness of the costal cartilages. That anterior spaces are being narrowed down in the lower spaces. That is the 7th, 8th, and 9th intercostal spaces, isn't it right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so so with that, keeping that into consideration, let's try to understand what are the arteries here and which arteries. So we will have, and so we have arteries coming from forwards and arteries coming from behind, as you can make out, but we don't know which one is which artery, so we are going to work on that now. So we have arteries जो हमारे आगे से space में पीछे जाएगा, उनको क्या बोलना चाहिए हमारे को?
Sir, जो आगे हैं sir वो anterior intercostal.
Wonderful. So they will start from the end which is closer to the sternum and travel backwards in the space, their space, remaining in the same space. So those will be called anterior intercostal arteries, right? And similarly, we will have arteries coming from behind, which will travel from behind and travel forwards to reach anteriorly. That those are going to be called posterior intercostal arteries. Okay, wonderful. Now let's talk about the anti-intercostal artery. Now the anti-intercostal artery is this artery, which is, I mean, anti-intercostal arteries are branches of this major artery. This artery, which is, we had talked about that day also, which is called internal mammary artery or the intrathoracic artery, right? Intrathoracic artery or internal, okay. Now, एक आप लिख लो कहीं पे, एक जो चीज पढ़ लेना. What is the role of internal mammary artery in case of cardiac bypass surgery? Coronary cardiac bypass surgery. Role of internal mammary artery. All right, so ये हमारे पास हो गया. Now let us see this. So this is which artery is this? ये तो हमारा aorta है. Aorta के तीन major branches आपको मालूम है?
हाँ जी सर, ये तो right brachiocephalic trunk होगा.
हाँ, एक मिनट. So what are the three major branches of the aorta? हमारा होता है ना, brachiocephalic होता है.
Sir, left subclavian, left common carotid and brachiocephalic.
Wonderful. So ये तो picture में दिख रहा है. This will be the left subclavian.
हाँ जी sir.
And this is the left common carotid, and this is the brachiocephalic, which is further dividing into right common carotid and right subclavian.
Right subclavian.
Wonderful. So this artery, right subclavian artery, is divided into three parts. I have another diagram, but it's little behind. Okay, इस diagram में भी देख सकते हो आप. So this is the middle and the clavicle. You can see the make out the sternum, and you can see the blood vessels have been overlapped. This is the brachiocephalic artery, which is divided into common right common carotid and right subclavian artery, which is overarching over the first rib. Similarly, this is the left common carotid and the left subclavian. So left subclavian over here. Oh, sorry, right subclavian over here. And this is the so this is the right subclavian artery. This is the right subclavian vein, and this is the internal jugular vein. Similarly, we have the internal jugular vein of this side, subclavian of this side, and the internal jugular vein and the subclavian together form the brachiocephalic vein. And the internal jugular vein and the subclavian on this side will also form the brachiocephalic vein. And the two brachiocephalic vein unite, and together they are going to form a big venous tube, which is called as the superior vena cava. Superior vena cava, which is going to bring the blood, all the blood from the whole of the body to the right atrium. So this is a superimposed image with the sternum also being drawn over here. So you can make out the with this diagram that the inferior vena cava lies little to the right of the sternum, behind of course, and little to the right of the sternum. Whereas this is the arch of aorta, which you can make out. Can you see the arch of aorta in this diagram?
Yes, sir.
So this is where the heart left ventricle would have been, and this is the beginning of the arch of aorta, and then it descends down, and then going to further go down in the thorax and abdomen. So it is closer to the sternum, and then it is arches to go behind, closer to the vertebral column. And the three branches: brachiocephalic, left common carotid, and left subclavian. This is left subclavian, left common carotid, and the brachiocephalic. Anyway, so now we are interested in to know about the internal thoracic artery. So internal thoracic artery is arising from the subclavian artery. And subclavian artery is an artery which is in the thorax, and we have done the part of the continuation subclavian artery in the upper limb, that was the axillary artery beyond the outer border of the first rib. And the subclavian artery is divided into three parts on the basis of its relation. Another diagram I have. Okay, ये भी आप picture भी देख सकते हो, इस diagram में देख सकते हो. इसमें क्या है, हम पीछे से देख रहे हैं कि आगे से देख रहे हैं, आगे से देख रहे हैं. Okay, I have another diagram. Before that, oh, that could not be. All right, चलो कोई बात नहीं, वो नहीं आ पाया. Anyway, so इसमें काम हो जाएगा हमारा. So this is the artery. Which artery is this? Subclavian artery. So subclavian artery is divided into three parts. Remember, there was a tubercle here on the inner part of the first rib. What is the tubercle called? Tejas?
Sir,
See, superior
There are
surface of the first rib has two grooves. One for
yes,
the
sir,
artery, one for the
separated by
vein.
the
Yeah,
for
there
the
is a
scalenus anterior
scalene tubercle.
was
Yeah, it
coming
is
in
the
between.
scalene tubercle, which
Yes,
provides attachment to this muscle called scalenus anterior.
yes, sir.
Scalenus anterior is attached to the tubercle to the cervical vertebrae above, and lower down it is attached to this tubercle on the middle border of the first rib. So this, can you imagine this? Okay, suppose there is a muscle here. Suppose there is a muscle here. So this muscle, which is going to be like this, obliquely inclined. So this muscle divides the subclavian artery in three parts. We'll have a first part, second part, and a third part. So this artery, which is going to come forwards as the internal thoracic artery, is a branch from the first part of the subclavian artery, and it is called as the internal thoracic artery. This is the first part of the subclavian artery, which gives us an artery called as the, what artery is this?
Sir, internal thoracic.
Internal thoracic artery, very good. So this is the internal thoracic artery. Now, internal thoracic artery, it can you put the clavicle also in this diagram?
Yes, sir.
Clavicle, imagine कर सकते हो, clavicle would be artery line here. So this is तो इसका origin अगर आप देखें तो it is about a centimeter above the middle end of the clavicle. So it is little behind, so it has to travel forwards and downwards to reach at the back of the costal cartilages, which you can appreciate on the left side. यहाँ पे देखो, it is found lateral to the, it is about 2.5 centimeter lateral to the sternum, but of course behind the costal cartilages, where it is going to be traveling on either side of the sternum, 2.5 centimeter on either side of the sternum. So it descends behind the costal cartilages. Which costal cartilages? Which ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right? Up till the 6th costal cartilage. And beyond the 6th costal cartilage, it's going to travel behind the this is which costal cartilage?
Sir, this is the 7th.
The 7th के साथ चलता जाएगा, and that is called as a musculophrenic artery.
Musculophrenic.
And one which is going to travel down, that is called as the superior epigastric artery, right? So this superior epigastric artery is going to travel down. See, we have the diaphragm attached over here. Diaphragm यहाँ पे
The
attached होगा.
foramen of Moragni. Space of
Foramen
Larry.
Morgan.
Sir, that
So
space of Larry.
there's small foramen. Forget about the name. Just remember that there's an opening here, which will make this artery called as a superior epigastric artery into the anterior abdominal wall, behind another muscle here called as the rectus abdominis, or which is enclosed within a sheath which is called as the rectus sheath. So it goes within the rectus sheath, which is part of the anterior abdominal wall. So that is where the superior epigastric artery will go. So it will supply this muscle and then okay. Now coming to this artery, there is a musculophrenic artery. The musculophrenic artery is going to be behind the 7th, 8th, and 9th costal cartilages, and it will give the anti-intercostal arteries for these spaces, right? यहाँ पर because the interthoracic तो यहाँ पे खत्म हो गया. So what about the anterior intercostal arteries for these spaces? So वो musculophrenic से आएगी. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now in each space, the internal thoracic artery is going to give two branches, which are called as the anterior intercostal arteries. So this is a principal artery which is going to give branches which are called anterior intercostal arteries. Yeah, anterior intercostal arteries are given two in each space. One, एक artery जो है इसका ऊपर वाला will travel close to the upper margin, or the upper margin of the space, or the lower margin of the rib above, and the other branch will travel along the upper margin of the rib below. Is it all right?
Yes, sir.
So we have two arteries being given off in each space, and they are called as they are anterior. So this artery, this is one diagram in which you can see the external intercostal muscle, and this is the internal intercostal. So it enters this space. तो ये कहाँ पे enter करेगा? Remember when we
between
talked
the innermost intercostal and the internal intercostal.
So it will enter between the innermost intercostal and the यहाँ पर कौन सा space membrane होगा? External membrane होगा ना? External intercostal membrane, because at the level of costal cartilage we don't have the muscle fibers of the external intercostal. We have the membrane. So it will pierce this muscle, that is the internal intercostal, and comes to lie deeper to the. It will be superficial to the internal intercostal, but deeper to.
No, sir, superficial to innermost and deeper to internal.
हाँ, obviously. External intercostal तो deep ही होना पड़ेगा ना?
Thank you, sir.
हाँ. So it lie. अभी एक और भी diagram था ना हमारे यहाँ पे भी देखा था हमने, यहाँ पर भी देखो ना. This is external intercostal, innermost internal. यहाँ पे ये it lies deeper to the external intercostal and internal intercostal. So it lies between the innermost intercostal and the internal intercostal. It lies between the innermost intercostal and the internal intercostal. हाँ. So क्योंकि हमने बात किया था तो पहले भी that innermost intercostal जो muscle है वो continuous नहीं है. It is deficient anteriorly, it is deficient posteriorly, and it is only the intermediate part. So that is where it will be located, these nerves and vessels. So उस diagram में फिर से हम आते हैं यहाँ पे. So यहाँ पर देखेंगे तो ये देखो, this is again the diagram. So what is this artery?
Sir, internal.
This is the interthoracic nerves, interthoracic artery, interthoracic vein. So this will lie between the क्या किसके बीच में lie करेगा? यहाँ पर आगे internal intercostal है, पीछे transverse, नीचे वाले part में transverse. So that is where it will lie in the thoracic wall, and in each space is going to give one branch above, one branch below. That is the anterior intercostal arteries. All right, so they will travel all the way up to the middle of the intercostal space, where they are going to wait for the posterior intercostal muscle, posterior intercostal arteries to come and meet them. So, so that is about the anterior intercostal arteries. Now, ये ठीक है तेजस?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Abhi, I need somebody. Let's continue with you only.
Sir?
Sir,
in that diagram, there was one branch which they were giving, which was coming above the sternum also. Sir, what is the name of that?
Sorry, this one? Yeah, यहाँ पे.
No, sir, in that diagram.
Which
The
diagram?
one which was showing entire arterial supply.
This one.
Yes, sir.
हाँ तो ये this
Sir,
is the internal
branch-
thoracic artery, no?
Hanji, sir. Sir, and this branch which they are giving above the sternum.
Where? No. ये तो first वाली है ना, first anti intercostal branch होगी ना?
सर
This
नीचे
is the
है
first.
ऊपर.
हाँ ये वाला.
सर नीचे जो sternum के ऊपर, body of the sternum के ऊपर.
ये वाला. हाँ, so it gives branches. It will give branches. See, okay, जो हमारे जो anti intercostal arteries हैं, ये हमारा क्या spaces को supply करेंगे. And remember,
हाँ जी, sir.
हमने उसमें बात किया था that these are going to supply the skin and the superficial fascia of this region. They are going to penetrating branches which are going to come over here and
हाँ जी,
supply
sir.
the skin and superficial fascia and the anti-intercostal arteries of second, third, and fourth anti-intercostal spaces. They are going to pierce and they are going to be supplying the mammary gland.
हाँ जी, sir. Sir, the perforating branch.
Those perforating. So these are all perforating branches. सारी perforating branches हैं. तभी तो ऊपर पहुंचेंगी ना, बाहर पहुंचेंगी.
हाँ जी, sir.
Okay. So they are called perforating branches. They are about 5 to 6. और जो हमारे second, third, fourth वाली intercostal spaces, because that is the second, third, fourth thing हम क्यों होते हैं? Because that is the span of the vertical span of the mammary gland. So that is where those arteries are going to come, perforating branches from the anti-intercostal artery, and those are going to be supplying the mammary gland, right? तभी इसी का, that is the reason why this is called as the internal mammary artery.
हाँ जी, sir.
Okay, right. So अभी तेजस फिर हम बात करते हैं posterior intercostal arteries की.
हाँ जी, sir.
Now posterior intercostal arteries कितने चाहिए हमारे को?
Sir, 11.
11 चाहिए. Wonderful. So we have 11 posterior intercostal, and where will they come from?
Sir, the first two come from the superior intercostal artery, and the rest come from the descending thoracic aorta.
Rest come from the
Descending aorta.
wonderful. So जो हमारे पास branches हैं, you're right. So this is the what the arch of aorta is, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this is the arch of aorta. दूसरे diagram में देखो. यहाँ पर भी देख सकते हैं. This is the arch of aorta. So this is going to arch and go down like this. So अब arch of aorta तो देखो क्या. So aorta तो हमारा बन ही यहाँ पे रहा है ना. Second space के नीचे बन रहा है ना arch of aorta यहाँ पे.
Yes, sir.
Right. तो अगर हम बोले हैं कि सारी अब logical means to make you help you understand and remember that अगर आप बोले सारी posterior intercostal arteries aorta से आएंगे, is that possible?
No, sir.
क्यों नहीं possible है?
सर क्योंकि वो बन ही सेकंड सर वो एंगल ऑफ लुइस के नीचे रहा.
Absolutely है ना. तो फर्स्ट की स्पेस तो या तो वो नीचे से निकल के ऊपर जाके पीछे से आए, ऐसा हो जाए तो वो थोड़ा मुश्किल काम भी है. सो बेटर होगा कि हम एक उधर के लिए तो अलग आर्टरी कहीं से ले लें, उसी से ले लें और क्या करें
सर और नीचे से इसी से ले लें.
वंडरफुल. सो जो हमारे आर्टरीज हैं, सो राइट पोस्टीरियर इंटरकॉस्टल आर्टरी राइट साइड की बात करते हैं, ठीक है. ओके, इस डायग्राम में भी बात कर सकते हैं. राइट, ओके. सो ये जो हमारी आर्टरी है, ये कौन सी आर्टरी है
सर? ये सर कॉस्टो सर्वाइकल ट्रंक होगा.
वंडरफुल. कॉस्टो सर्वाइकल ट्रंक. कॉस्टो सर्वाइकल ट्रंक का कोई रोल है इसमें?
सर उसी की तो ब्रांच है सर, सुपीरियर इंटरकॉस्टल.
हाँ, वंडरफुल. कॉस्टो सर्वाइकल ट्रंक हमने उसमें देखी थी क्या अपले में?
नहीं सर, वहां हमने थायरो सर्वाइकल ट्रंक देखी.
थायरो सर्वाइकल में क्या देखा था आपने?
सर जो उसकी एक डीप ब्रांच सर्वाइकल आर्टरी की जो सबस्कैपुलर एनास्टोमोसिस में भाग लेती है.
वंडरफुल.
सर एक सुप्रास जो एक्रोमियन के ऊपर भी पार्ट ले.
राइट राइट राइट, ठीक है. सो ये हमारी जो आर्टरी है, कौन सी नाम है इसका? कॉस्टो सर्वाइकल ट्रंक. ये हमारी आती है सेकंड पार्ट ऑफ सप्लीमेंट से. कहां से आती है? राइट साइड पे. हाँ, और लेफ्ट साइड पे आती है फर्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ सप्लीमेंट से. इसका नाम है कॉस्टो सर्वाइकल, बिकॉज कॉस्टो मीन्स रिब हो गया, सर्वाइकल सर्वाइकल रीजन में है, तो इसका नाम है कॉस्टो सर्वाइकल ट्रंक। इज दैट ओके?
सर पर ऐसा कैसे हुआ कि एक साइड पर फर्स्ट पार्ट से और एक साइड पर सेकंड पार्ट से?
एक साइड पे ये हमारा एम्ब्रियोलॉजिकली ऐसी होती है,
ओके सर।
एंड दिस इज अ कांस्टेंट फीचर। अभी आप एम्ब्रियोलॉजी में करोगे तो आपको और समझ आ जाएगा, डेवलपमेंट जब आप करोगे ना ब्लड वेसल्स का, बिकॉज एओर्टा इज लिटिल ऑन द राइट लेफ्ट साइड। सो अगर आप यहाँ पे भी देखो, हमारे पास राइट साइड पे तो कॉमन आर्टरी आ गई ब्रेकियोसेफेलिक, लेफ्ट साइड पे तुम्हारे इंडिपेंडेंट कॉमन कैरोटिड और सप्लीमेंट टू बिगिन विद, पर राइट साइड में हमारी कॉमन ट्रंक है व्हिच फर्दर लेटर ऑन डिवाइड्स इनटू कॉमन कैरोटिड एंड ब्रेकियोसेफेलिक, दिस कॉमन कैरोटिड एंड सप्लीमेंट। So, जो हमारी आर्टरी है कॉस्टो सर्वाइकल ट्रंक ऑन द राइट साइड इज द ब्रांच फ्रॉम, अभी क्या बताया मैंने आपको?
Sir, second part of subclavian in the right side and first part of subclavian on the left side.
Yes, yes, yes. अच्छा, अभी इसका नाम कॉस्टो सर्वाइकल ट्रंक क्यों है वो भी बताया मैंने आपको।
सर क्योंकि कॉस्टल स्पेस और
ये नेक शुरू हो गया
सर्वाइकल वर्टिब्रा के बीच में।
हाँ नहीं, सर्वाइक्स व्हेन यू से सर्विक्स मींस नेक।
हाँ जी सर।
जो नेक में बहुत सारी चीजें आपको मिलेंगी ना नेक रीजन में, थोरैक्स के ऊपर तो नेक है।
हाँ जी
So
सर।
most of the structures which you are going to find in the neck region, they will have something to do with cervical. जैसे आपने कोई भी चीज को बोलोगे the cervical part of this vertebra, जैसे cervical vertebra तो हो गया, neck vertebra तो हो ही गया। जैसे कोई भी चीज neck बोलेंगे उसका वो cervix हो जाएगा। जैसे cervix of uterus भी बोलते हैं because it is the neck of the uterus.
Yes.
Cervix means neck. So this line in the cervical region, so that is called cervical costo-cervical trunk because it is a common trunk which is going to give intercostal artery, और ये फिर ये deep branch देती है, इसका नाम है deep cervical artery जो ऊपर चली गई, तभी इसका नाम है costo-cervical trunk। ये दिख रहा है ना आपको ऊपर जाते हुए, right at the edge? हाँ, तो ये deep cervical है और ये हमारा है, ये हमारा हो गया superior intercostal artery। तो सुपीरियर इंटरकॉस्टल आर्टरी हमारा पीछे, यहाँ पर हमारा क्या है, प्लूरा भी थोड़ा सा होगा, तो प्लूरा के ऊपर से, प्लूरा और लंग के ऊपर से जाती है सुपीरियर इंटरकॉस्टल आर्टरी, और फिर ये नेक ऑफ द फर्स्ट स्ट्रिप, यहाँ पे ये नेक ऑफ द फर्स्ट स्ट्रिप भी दिख रहा है आपको, ये हमारा नेक ऑफ फर्स्ट स्ट्रिप के सामने से होते हुए ऐसे नीचे, बिकॉज ये इसको ऐसे जाना पड़ेगा ना नीचे, इसको आर्च जैसे होना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज यहाँ पे दिस होल एरिया इज ऑक्युपाइड बाय द लंग, सो दिस आर्टरी गोज अप एंड देन टू रीच द पोस्टीरियर एंड। ये सीधा सीधा नहीं जा सकती, बीच में लंग पड़ा हुआ है, so you have to ascend up over the lung and the pleura, and pleura which is the covering of the lung, and then descend down to be reaching that. That's why आपका वापस अपने neck of first rib के रिलेशन में superior intercostal artery था कि नहीं था, neck of first rib के anterior रिलेशन में?
हाँ जी सर,
है ना, तो ये आर्टरी ऐसे ही पहुंच रही है ना, that is why it is there. So this is coming, and then it will give posterior intercostal arteries to first space
and the
second space. Wonderful. So first space और second space की जो posterior intercostal arteries है वो हमारे आ जाएंगे costo-cervical trunk से, right? तो वो पीछे, वो भी दो है हमारे, और वो भी travel कर रहे हैं पीछे से आगे को, as you can see, and they are going to anastomose with the anterior arteries which are coming from front. Is it all right?
Yes sir.
Okay, ये तो हमारी first और second anterior intercostal arteries हो गए, posterior intercostal arteries. What about the rest of them? जैसे ये तो हमारी first हो गया, हाँ फर्स्ट और सेकंड हो गया, नाउ थर्ड ऑनवर्ड्स ये हमारे एओर्टा से आना शुरू हो गया, देखो, राइट?
यस
देखो ये फर्स्ट स्पेस है, सेकंड स्पेस है, ये थर्ड, ये फर्स्ट स्पेस है, ये सेकंड स्पेस है, और ये थर्ड स्पेस है, तो थर्ड स्पेस ऑनवर्ड्स एओर्टा से आ रही है, राइट? इसको एक और डायग्राम तरह उसमें भी देख लेते हैं, यहाँ पे देखो एओर्टा है ना, यहाँ पे दिस इज द ट्रांसवर्स सेक्शन, दिस इज द स्टर्नम इन फ्रंट and this is the vertebra behind, the vertebra के process and transverse process, spine, lamina and spine, and this is the transverse process. So this is the head of the vertebra, head of the rib, neck, और ये shaft पूरा ऐसे जा रहा है, और ये पूरा rib दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है because rib obliquely inclined होती है, so एक transverse section में आपका कभी भी एक horizontal section बनाओगे पूरा rib कभी नहीं दिखाई देगा,
हाँ जी सर,
so that is why you can see only part of the rib. All right, so this is the aorta aorta, फिर ये हमारा ये कौन सी आर्टरी होगी?
posterior intercostal.
ये फर्स्ट हो सकती है?
नहीं
First
सर,
posterior
फर्स्ट
intercostal?
सेकंड नहीं है
हाँ,
सर, फर्स्ट और सेकंड नहीं हो सकती,
वंडरफुल।
थर्ड
फर्स्ट सेकंड
ऑनवर्ड
नहीं,
हो सकती,
हाँ थर्ड ऑनवर्ड्स कोई भी हो सकती है,
थर्ड
बिकॉज
टू
वी डोंट
11.
नो, तो ये थर्ड ऑनवर्ड्स कोई भी हो सकती है, थर्ड से 11 तक कुछ भी हो सकती है ना?
हाँ जी
ओके, एज यू कैन इजीली मेक आउट बिकॉज द एओर्टा इज लिटिल ऑन द लेफ्ट साइड। ये हमारा, हम ये ऊपर से देख रहे हैं, and this is the right side of the thoracic cavity, and this is the left sorry, this is the left side of the thoracic, right side of the thoracic cavity, and this is the right side of the this one is the left side of the thoracic cavity. We are watching from above, and this is the right side of the thoracic cavity. ये हमने काट दिया ट्रांसवर्स और ये एओर्टा है और ऊपर से देख रहे हैं हम। So this is the left posterior intercostal arteries जो कि ऐसे ट्रेवल करेंगे, and you can, ये बहुत अच्छा डायग्राम मेरे पास था, which I can show you। हाँ, यहाँ पे so look at this, यहाँ पे ये वर्टिबल कॉलम है और ये aorta है उसके आगे। So we are looking at the posterior thoracic wall from front, and these are the posterior ends of the ribs articulating with the bodies of the vertebra. And these are the, which artery are these?
सर, posterior intercostal.
Posterior intercostal artery, okay. So ये posterior intercostal artery है, तो ये वेन भी है, तो ये हमारा यहाँ पे घुस रहा है, देखो ये innermost intercostal हो गया और ये internal intercostal हो गया, है ना? innermost intercostal, internal intercostal के बीच में ही तो blood vessels हैं, yes or no?
Yes sir.
हेलो, blood vessels कौन कौन सी मसल के बीच में है?
सर, innermost intercostal और internal intercostal.
Innermost और internal के बीच में। So this is where they are going to enter to be lying in the intercostal space पीछे से, और ये innermost intercostal, internal intercostal तो पीछे जाके हमारा membrane बनाएगा ना,
हाँ
जैसे
जी सर,
वाला,
internal intercostal membrane.
right? So this is how it is going to enter and be in the intercostal space. So that is how they reach the intercostal spaces. So that is about the anti-intercostal artery and post-intercostal arteries. So now, so that is what we need to be careful while operating in this region. कि जब भी हम जाएं तो बिकॉज यहाँ भी एक आर्टरी चल रही है, यहाँ भी एक आर्टरी चल रही है, तो प्रेफरेबली हमारे मिडिल में जाना चाहिए टू बी ऑन द सेफर साइड। यहाँ पे देखो ना, ऊपर भी आर्टरी है, नीचे भी आर्टरी है,
Yes sir.
यहाँ पे भी एक आर्टरी थी ना, दो ब्रांचेस है ना आर्टरी की, ऊपर भी नीचे भी, यहाँ पर भी एक आर्टरी है, या नहीं है? इस डायग्राम
Yes
पे
sir.
बनाया नहीं ना, यहाँ पर भी है। अभी हमने देखा ना यहाँ पे, इस डायग्राम में देखो, इस डायग्राम में देखा ना हमने, एक आर्टरी ऊपर चलेगी यहाँ पे भी देख सकते, एक आर्टरी ऊपर चलेगी यहाँ पे और एक आर्टरी नीचे चलेगी। So both at the lower margin of the rib above and the upper margin of the rib below will have arteries. So that is why if you have to enter the operate on the this region, it is preferable to go in the middle. बीच में बिल्कुल नीचे वाले के एकदम ऊपर जाएंगे तब भी आर्टरी को डैमेज करने का चांस है। एंड इसमें भी एक भी देखते हैं, यहाँ पर भी एक इम्पोर्टेंट बात है कि अगर आप पीछे से अप्रोच करना चाहते हो, so you should know that इस डायग्राम में देखते हैं, सॉरी ये वाला, so तो जो हमारा नेक है, दिस इज द नेक ऑफ द रिब, ये दिस इज हमारा ट्यूबरकल हो गया, ये हेड हो गया, ये नेक हो गया। So we should also know where, because these nerves and vessels are entering to this region, so this is यहाँ पे मिडिल में पड़े हैं। So यहाँ पे अगर immediately posterior से जाएंगे आप, so we are likely to cause damage in this region to this blood vessels in the middle. आगे वाले पार्ट में तो मिडिल में सेफ है, but यहाँ पर मिडिल इज अनसेफ in the posterior part of the intercostal spaces or the posterior part of the posterior end of the intercostal spaces. Right. So अभी हम हमारा क्लास अभी 10:30 तक चलेगा शायद, मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है। So your demonstration will follow that. Is it all okay? हाँ जी तेजस।
हाँ जी सर।
अच्छा, अभी तक हमने क्या क्या किया बता सकते हो मुझे जल्दी से?
Sir, we read about the arterial supply in the intercostal spaces comprised of the anterior and the posterior intercostal arteries. And in the front, the anterior intercostal arteries were branches of the internal thoracic artery. And from the 7th onwards, they were given by the musculophrenic artery. And posterior intercostal arteries. Apart from the first two, the rest are given by the descending thoracic aorta.
किस किस को सप्लाई करता है अपार्ट फ्रॉम इंटरकॉस्टल स्पेसेस को सप्लाई करेगा? It will give perforating branches.
Sir, क्या चीज?
हाँ,
Sir, which artery?
anti-intercostal arteries will give
Sir,
branches.
which artery?
Anti-intercostal arteries.
Sir, anterior
they will
intercostal arteries will supply the space.
हाँ, तो इंटरनल thoracic artery हमारा यहाँ पे चल रहा था ना पीछे यहाँ पे at the
हाँ
back
जी,
of
sir. Sir, it will give perforating branches,
हाँ, and
and
also
especially the second, third, fourth will
हाँ हाँ
supply
हाँ
the
हाँ,
mammary gland.
हाँ, और इस डायग्राम में एक बार और देखें तो उधर आपको और भी ब्रांचेस इसकी समझ आ जाएंगी. See, if you look at the area behind the sternum, यहाँ पे हमारा कहीं हार्ट पड़ा हुआ है. जैसे हमारा लंग यहाँ पर होगा पूरा, and lung is also enclosed within a covering that is called dura, and heart is enclosed within a covering which is called
Pericardium.
pericardium. Wonderful. So जो internal thoracic artery है ना यहाँ पर, ये आप भी देख रहे हो, ये हमारा पेरिकार्डियम को भी ब्रांचेस देता है और यहाँ पे जब नीचे जा रहा है तो डायफ्राम को भी सप्लाई करता है. So those are called pericardiophrenik branches. और ये हमारा पेरिकार्डियम को भी सप्लाई करता है which are called pericardial branches. और स्टर्नम को तो आपने देख लिया सप्लाई कर रहा है which are called sternal branches. और अगर हम इंटरनल मेमोरी आर्टरी की ब्रांचेस हम बात करना चाहते हैं तो वो होंगी हमारी एंटी इंटरकॉस्टल आर्टरीज, मस्कुलोफ्रेनिक आर्टरी, सुपीरियर एपिगैस्ट्रिक आर्टरी, पेरिकार्डियोफ्रेनिक आर्टरीज, मीडियास्टर्नल आर्टरीज, स्टर्नल आर्टरीज, एंड क्या बोला था मैंने? परफोरेटिंग तो एंटी इंटरकॉस्टल की ब्रांच है ना. प्रिंसिपल आर्टरी तो इंटरनल थोरेसिक आर्टरी है. So मैं फिर से रिपीट कर रहा हूँ. Internal thoracic artery gives two principal terminal branches, that is musculophrenic and superior epigastric. So these are terminal branches, musculophrenic and superior epigastric. In between, the internal thoracic artery gives anterior intercostal artery, the pericardiophrenic arteries, mediastinal arteries, and sternal arteries. Is that okay?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, वैसे हम पोस्टीरियर इंटरकॉस्टल आर्टरी की बात करते हैं. सो जो पोस्टीरियर इंटरकॉस्टल आर्टरीज हैं वो हमारा यहाँ से पीछे को भी सप्लाई करेंगे ना. सो वो हमारे
सर वो डॉर्सल ब्रांचेस.
हाँ हाँ हाँ
सर और फिर लैटरल क्यूटेनियस ब्रांच भी, इसकी फिर एंटीरियर और पोस्टीरियर डिवीजन.
हाँ. सो जो पोस्टीरियर इंटरकॉस्टल आर्टरीज, बिकॉज पोस्टीरियर यहाँ पर देखो, पोस्टीरियर इंटरकॉस्टल यहाँ पे ना, यहाँ पे ये कौन सी ट्यूब है?
सर डिसेंडिंग थोरेसिक एओर्टा.
हाँ, इसी के राइट साइड में एक और ट्यूब होती है जिसमें से कि हमारा फूड गोज डाउन इनटू द स्टमक, दैट इज कॉल्ड इजोफेगस. हाँ, यहाँ पे इजोफेगस होता है और इजोफेगस के आगे यहाँ पे ट्रेकिया होता है. ट्रेकिया विच विल डिवाइड इनटू टू ब्रोंकस व्हिच आर कॉल्ड प्रिंसिपल ब्रोंकाई. सो जो ये हमारा पोस्टीरियर, ये कौन सी आर्टरीज है?
पोस्टीरियर इंटरकॉस्टल.
पोस्टीरियर इंटरकॉस्टल आर्टरीज है ना. और यहाँ पर एक और ट्यूब भी चलती है जो नीचे से आती है which carries lymph from below up.
सर वो थोरेसिक डक्ट.
Thoracic duct. Wonderful. So ये जो posterior intercostal arteries है वो branches देती है to these tubes. Esophagus को branches देती है, thoracic duct को branches देती है. ठीक है?
हाँ जी सर.
और हमारा because lung is covered by pleura, तो pleura को supply करती है वो. कौन supply करती है? Posterior intercostal arteries, right? ओके. सो ये हमारा ब्लड सप्लाई. अभी हम आते हैं, इसकी जानने की जरूरत एक और भी है. देयर इज कंडीशन कॉल्ड नॉचिंग ऑफ द रिब्स. एक क्वेश्चन भी है ना आपका एसडीएल में.
यस सर, वो कोआर्क्टेशन ऑफ एओर्टा वाला.
हाँ, तो वो आप बता सकते हो अभी क्या होता है?
सर बिकॉज मेन सप्लाई अफेक्ट हो गई कंस्ट्रिक्शन के कारण. सर तो कोलैटरल
ब्लॉकेज हमारा पोस्ट रेक्टल ब्लॉकेज होता है. कहां पर गया? हाँ, इसमें देखते हैं. तो हमारा ब्लॉक हमारा गया, यही हो गया, यही हो गया. जैसे सपोज यहाँ पे ब्लॉक हो गया, यहाँ पे ब्लॉक हो गया, कंस्ट्रिक्ट हो गया. ठीक है, तो क्या होगा इसकी वजह से? क्या होगा
सर? तो जो सर नीचे जा रहा ब्लड फ्लो कम हो जाएगा.
कम क्या पहुंचेगा नहीं, बिकॉज
हाँ
यहाँ
जी
से
सर।
हमारा देखो कैरोटिड आर्टरी से ब्रेन को जाता है और यहाँ से सबक्लेवियन से अपर लिम्ब को जाता है ना। कैरोटिड से हेड एंड नेक एंड ब्रेन को जाता है, और यहाँ
Yes,
से
sir.
तो अपर लिम्ब और हेड एंड नेक और ब्रेन की सप्लाई तो पे कुछ असर नहीं पड़ेगा, ठीक है।
हाँ जी
बट
सर।
हमारा पूरी बॉडी, रेस्ट ऑफ द बॉडी, ट्रंक और लोअर लिम्ब सब खत्म, एब्डोमेन तो ब्लड सप्लाई पहुंचेगा नहीं, क्योंकि हमने
Yes,
तो यहीं
sir.
पे बंद कर दिया ना इसको।
Yes, sir.
सो उस केस में क्या होगा?
सर तो फिर जो पोस्टीरियर इंटरकोस्टल आर्टरी है सर, वो
हाँ
सही सलामत जा रही?
हाँ, तो हमारा
सर
ब्लड
तो
यहाँ तक तो
उसमें-
जा रहा था ना, यहाँ तक जा रहा है,
हाँ
तो ये
जी
हमारे तो हमारा क्या होगा? तो नहीं, फिर क्या होगा? यहाँ पे ब्लॉक है ना, ब्लॉक यहाँ पे रह गया ना हमारा,
हाँ जी सर।
तो जो प्री ब्लॉक सेगमेंट है वो तो इंटैक्ट है, मतलब कि इंटरनल थोरेसिक
यस
आर्टरी में
सर।
ब्लड आ रहा है
हाँ जी सर।
और एंटी इंटरकोस्टल
सर
आर्टरी
तो
में ब्लड आ रहा है,
हाँ जी सर। हाँ जी सर।
और पहले से ज्यादा आ रहा
हाँ जी सर।
है ना। सो नाउ व्हाट विल हैपन
Sir,
थ्रू
and
दिस
that
एंटी,
will anastomose with the posterior intercostal artery.
एंड देन दे विल रीच, ब्लड विल रीच द aorta.
This will give the collateral circulation.
यस, और बिकॉज ये हमारे जो हमारे ये है वेसल्स, दे आर लाइंग इन द कॉस्टल ग्रुप, दे कॉज इरोजन ऑफ दिस पार्ट ऑफ द रिब, एंड दैट इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड एज द नॉचिंग ऑफ द रिब्स।
Sir,
तो आपको
erosion of what?
रिब 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 बोन,
Sir, how?
जब हमारे कोलैटरल्स डेवलप होंगे ना, दे विल enlarge and they will compress
Yes,
the
sir.
bone.
Sir, and the bone will give way to.
हाँ, यहाँ पर जो ये इतना है तो ये बोन हमारा ऐसे
हाँ जी सर।
इसको वेसल का ल्यूमन बढ़ जाएगा ना यहाँ पे,
हाँ जी सर।
तो ये हमारे यहाँ से रिब परमानेंट हो जाएगी, तो इट बिकम, दैट इज व्हाट इसका नॉच जैसा हो जाएगा। तो फर्स्ट
हाँ जी।
तो नॉचिंग ऑफ द रिब हमारे को फर्स्ट इंटरकॉस्टल स्पेस में दिखाई देगा कि नहीं?
नहीं सर। सर क्योंकि फर्स्ट की तो ब्लड सप्लाई पूरी वहां से आ रही है, कॉस्टो
सेकंड
सर्वाइकल
में दिखाई
ट्रंक से।
देगा?
नो सर, उसकी भी वैसी ही है।
वेरी गुड, वंडरफुल, तो इसका मतलब आपको समझ आ गया। सो थर्ड ऑनवर्ड्स दिखाई
हाँ
देगा
जी
नहीं?
सर।
वंडरफुल वंडरफुल, चलो बहुत बढ़िया। राइट, सो अभी हमारे आर्टरी सप्लाई हो गया, अब हम बात करते हैं वीनस ड्रेनेज का।
हाँ जी
चलो
सर।
तेजस, थैंक यू वेरी मच, यू कैन टेक ब्रेक फॉर सम टाइम, एंड आई नीड, अभी आपको किसी और को बताना है वॉलंटियर जो वीनस ड्रेनेज के लिए करेगा मेरे साथ?
हाँ जी, थैंक यू सर।
हाँ, नहीं, कोई कोई बताओ, किसी को नाम बताओ, रिकमेंड समबडी।
सर ऋत्विक बैनर्जी।
अच्छा, ऋत्विक बनर्जी,
रोल
प्लीज
नंबर
गेट अप।
180।
वन है? नहीं, क्या नंबर है?
सर 180।
हाँ जी, ऋत्विक, ऋत्विक का स्पेलिंग भी पता नहीं क्या है। हाँ, ऋत्विक 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 कहाँ पर है? Gauri Sani question is, the thoracic duct is the lymphatic heart of the body. See, lymphatic heart of the body ऐसा कुछ होता नहीं है. For us, it is the main lymphatic channel, which is going to drain the lymphatics of the lower limb, abdomen, principally abdomen and thorax. So the huge areas है ना, abdomen is a huge area, thorax is a huge area, तो वो उनको drain करती है thoracic duct. Ritvik is, I think, sleeping, or he has not come today. Ritvik तो
हाँ
आया
जी
है.
सर, ऐसा।
Ritvik is there. Ritvik is there. But I can't locate him. Ritvik Banerjee. Ritvik Banerjee, why are you logged in with two IDs? Here.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but why have two IDs?
Sir, actually, the sound from the laptop is not very good. That is why I logged in from the phone as well, because it has better sound.
Okay. All right. चलो बताओ फिर. Now, can you help me with the venous drainage?
Yes, sir.
चलो करें या you want to break for some time?
We can start. Sir, could you speak a bit louder?
I was asking you, shall we wait for some time or shall we start about the venous drainage?
Sir, we can start.
All right, okay. So what do you know about the venous drainage of the abdomen, the thorax?
Regarding the venous drainage of the thorax, just like with the arteries, we have both the posterior and the anterior sets of the venous drainage. So we have the internal thoracic vein as well, although it only exists up to the above the fourth costal cartilage. Below that, it is the vena communicans accompanying the internal thoracic artery. And for the posterior set of them, they actually do not do not exactly follow the pattern of the arteries. There is the presence of the azygous vein and accessory hemizygous vein and the azygous vein as well.
Okay, wonderful. चलो अब इसको फिर देखते हैं एक बार जो आपने सारा बताया. You have summarized it all for us. So let's try to see where these are and what do they do. All right. So as I said, so veins, they more or less follow the arteries, just like in the intercostal spaces. Just like we had anti-intercostal arteries, we'll have anti-intercostal veins, and just like we have posterior intercostal arteries, we'll have the posterior intercostal veins. Now, there is no problem with the understanding of the anti-intercostal arteries. They absolutely follow the veins, arteries. जैसे कि हमारे पास anti-intercostal artery में था, so we have an internal thoracic vein which drains into the subclavian vein, and so we have anti-intercostal veins which will drain into the internal thoracic vein, which will drain into the subclavian vein. And similarly, we have the musculophrenic vein and the superior epigastric vein. So we'll join to form the. So they will just follow the arteries. So anti-intercostal veins are simple. All actually you don't have to remember; they just follow the arteries. And the relationship they follow in the intercostal space like this. In the costal groove, the most superior is the artery vein. Then we have the artery, and then we have the nerve, which you have to talk about. So that is the relationship which they have in the costal groove, vein, artery, and nerve of the groove of the intercostal space. Now there's little different and little complicated how the venous drainage of the posterior thoracic wall is. So let's try to simplify that. So let's to simplify it, let's try to understand. Let's try to forget about the left side. Let's focus our attention only on the right side. Let's believe that there is only right side.
Yes, sir.
Now, the this is diagram mein, what is shown is that this is the vertebral column, and these are the vertebrae and the ribs. So this is the what we are looking at is the posterior thoracic wall, and we are watching from front. And you can see the pelvis and the kidneys. So when we say kidneys, so यहाँ पर ये T12 vertebra कहीं यहाँ पर है. So this is the 12th rib, 11th rib, 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, 2nd. The first step, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th, and 12th. Okay, 12th rib. Okay, some counting mistake I did. So this is the 12th rib.
Yes, sir.
So forget about the left part. Just focus attention on the right side. So we're trying to understand the posterior venous drainage of the thorax on the right side. We are not bothered at the moment what is happening on the left side. Only we are concentrating on the posterior intercostal veins. Now, coming to the posterior intercostal veins. Now, this was a tube which we have talked about before also, which is formed by union of two brachiocephalic veins. This is the right brachiocephalic vein and the left brachiocephalic vein. And this is the internal jugular vein and the subclavian vein. Internal jugular vein, subclavian vein. This is the brachiocephalic vein on the left side, brachiocephalic on the right side, together uniting to form the superior ventricle. Now, there's a huge vein which is traveling from below up, which is called as the azygous vein. Azygous means one, so it's single one. So that is called azygous one. This is called azygous vein. Now, azygous vein is the one which is going to be draining the posterior intercostal veins. So, because the direction of flow is going to be like this, no, towards the azygous vein. So we have this vein, and the major tributaries, the two major tributaries of the azygous vein are these two. One which is this, because these are the lumbar vertebrae, so this is called lumbar azygous. And this one was which rib?
This was 12th rib.
12th rib है ना. So जो vein यहाँ पर होगी, इसका नाम होगा subcostal vein. Below the rib, है ना? सबसे last वाली है ना. So the azygous vein is formed by union of subcostal vein and the lumbar azygous vein. And this will be which vertebra?
This would be T12.
12th thoracic vertebra. Wonderful. So इसका मतलब azygous vein कहाँ पे बनती है? Formation of
It
azygous
forms at level of T12.
12th thoracic vertebra by union of lumbar azygous and subcostal vein, right? So it continues to travel up, and then it is going to finally drain into the superior vena cava.
Yes.
So
sir.
superior vena cava की position is close to the sternum, while the azygous vein is close to the posterior thoracic wall. So अभी यहाँ पे देखते हैं. ये डायग्राम मैं आपको बाद में समझाने की कोशिश करता हूँ. It's a wonderful diagram. हाँ, यहाँ पे भी देख सकते हो. See, this is the inferior vena cava. This is superior vena cava. So this is the azygous vein, which is traveling close to the vertebral column on the right side. And as you can see, is this finally traveling forwards to arch, making an arch to finally come and drain into the superior vena cava. ये superior vena cava है, ठीक है?
Yes. Sir.
ये कौन सी vein होगी? ये वाला जो दिख रहा है? Can you guess this name of this vein?
The internal thoracic vein.
Wonderful, internal thoracic vein. Okay. अच्छा, okay. और ये वाली कौन सी vein है?
This is the right brachiocephalic trunk.
Right brachiocephalic vein. Wonderful. Okay. Now ये हमारा कौन सा vertebra है? Can you calculate कौन सा vertebra है? ये हमारा first vertebra है.
1,
second,
2, 3, 4, 5. So that is also at close to the level of the sternal angle of Lewis.
Yes, wonderful. है ना? So at the upper border of, so it is happening at between T4 and T5 vertebra. This azygous vein is arching from.
It is arching from the lateral to the medial side, or we can say from posterior to anterior side.
Posterior to anterior. I should show another diagram to you. हाँ, इसमें देखो, इसमें क्या है कि this is the sternum. We are looking at this is the clavicle, this is the first rib, these are the vertebrae. So this is anterior, this is posterior. We are sitting on the right side and looking into the thoracic cavity. The thoracic cage has been cut, right lung has been removed. You can see the dome of diaphragm over here projecting from below up. And this is a tube, this is a trachea, this is esophagus, and this is a superior vena cava. This is the heart over here within the pericardium. So this is the vertebral column. So this is the azygous vein, which is arching from behind and finally terminating to superior vena cava. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So is this orientation all right to you, that the posterior intercostal veins, they drain into the azygous vein, and the azygous vein finally drains into superior vena cava. At what level does it arch?
At the junction of the fourth and fifth.
This is the sternal angle, of T4 vertebra. As you can see, this is sternal angle.
Yes, sir.
Right? This is the body, manubrium sternum, this is the body of the vertebra. All right, so now, so how many intercostal veins will we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, how many? 11?
Posterior would be 11.
11 है ना? So 11 intercostal spaces हमारे पास हैं. And how many anti-intercostal spaces do we have?
9.
9, because 11th and 12th they fail to reach anteriorly. So we have 2 less spaces anteriorly. Wonderful. Now look at this. So we उसी diagram पे फिर से जाते हैं. यहाँ पे, okay. So ये तो हमारा subcostal हो गया. So ये हमारा कौन सा होगा number?
11th. The 11th posterior intercostal vein. 11th posterior intercostal vein.
11th हो गया, 10th हो गया, 9th हो गया, 8th हो गया, 7th हो गया, 6th हो गया, 5th हो गया, right? And 4th भी हो गया. So ये सारे ये हमारा 5th हो गया ना?
Yes, sir.
ओके. अभी क्या हो रहा है, जो फर्स्ट पोस्टीरियर इंटरकॉस्टल वेन है वो डायरेक्टली सबक्लेविन में ड्रेन कर रही है.
Brachiocephalic.
सॉरी, ब्रेकियोसेफेलिक में ड्रेन कर रही है. वंडरफुल, वेरी गुड. ब्रेकियोसेफेलिक में ड्रेन कर रही है, ठीक है. और ये हमारे सेकंड है और थर्ड है और फोर्थ है, ये यूनाइट कर रही हैं टू फॉर्म अ वेन व्हिच इज कॉल्ड
Right superior intercostal vein.
सुपीरियर इंटरकॉस्टल वेन. राइट साइड की हमने लेफ्ट तो होता ही नहीं ना हमारे, अभी तो हमें पता ही नहीं लेफ्ट होता है कि नहीं.
Yes, sir.
So first posterior intercostal vein drains into the brachiocephalic vein,
Yes, sir.
and second, third, and fourth unite to form the superior intercostal vein, which drains into the azygos only.
Yes, sir.
And azygos drains into the superior vena cava. वो वाले डायग्राम को फिर से देखते हैं यहाँ पे. हाँ, यहाँ पे देखो, यहाँ पे फर्स्ट ये तो था हमारा ये superior vena cava है कि ये हमारा कौन सा वेन होगा?
Brachiocephalic.
नहीं, ये हमारा सबक्लेविन होगा ना?
Oh, I cannot.
First,
Oh, yes. It is coming towards us. Yes. That is
so
subclavian.
this is the subclavian vein. So यहाँ पर कहीं यूनियन अंदर कहीं deep to this will be the brachiocephalic. ये maybe ये this is the brachiocephalic.
Yes, sir.
ये right brachiocephalic दिख रहा है, ये left brachiocephalic दिख रहा है,
Yes, sir.
है ना? So जो first वाला है तो वो directly brachiocephalic में चला गया.
Yes, sir.
Second, third, fourth united to form the superior intercostal vein or superior posterior intercostal vein, which drains into the azygos vein.
Yes, sir.
और बाकी independently drain कर रहे हैं into the azygos vein.
Yes.
And finally it is going to the superior vena cava. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So right side का intercostal vein एक बार किसी और से पूछते हैं, उसको समझ आएगा नहीं. रितिका कुमारी से पूछते हैं, she is close to us at the moment. रितिका कुमारी, can you hear us? Can you unmute Ritika?
Yes, sir.
अभी आपको posterior intercostal veins drainage of the right side समझ आ गया?
Yes, sir.
या नहीं आया?
Yes, sir. समझ आया. Sir, आया.
अच्छा, अभी हम लेफ्ट साइड पे चले अभी.
Yes, sir.
चलो, थैंक यू. अब आप म्यूट कर लो. ऋत्विक हमारे साथ अभी है. अच्छा ऋत्विक, now.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Ritika. Abhi, now let's talk about let's see what is happening on the left side now. Right side is okay now. So let's
Yes.
take look at the left side. Now left side में क्या है कि instead of having a one continuous vein, we have it in two parts. So which is why कहाँ पे गया वो? Let me see. हाँ. So यहाँ पर, so ये तो एक continuous vein था, but on left side it is broken into two fragments, so two parts. The part above, because it is almost half of it, it is called hemiazygos. Which is azygos? Oh, sorry, this one, lower part. Lower part is
Lower
called
part is hemiazygous.
hemiazygos, right? And the upper part is called as the accessory hemiazygos. It is an extra hemiazygos. This is hemiazygos and accessory hemiazygos. So now let us see. So hemiazygos, अगर मैं आपको बोलूं, आपको कुछ नहीं पता है, so hemiazygos कैसे बनेगी? अगर आप with the background of azygos what we have done, if I ask you how will they form?
It would be the ascending lumbar vein and also the left subcostal vein.
Wonderful. It is the same. वही vein इधर भी है, वही vein right side पे भी थी. So it will be the same veins here also. So but it will be left side in once. The left subcostal and left ascending lumbar will unite at what vertebral level?
T12, the 12th thoracic vertebra.
Thoracic vertebra to form the
hemiazygous vein.
Hemiazygous vein. Wonderful. And now hemiazygous vein को आप देखो, the posterior intercostal veins of the 9th, 10th and 11th, ये तो subcostal हो गया ना? 9th, 10th, 11th drain into the hemizygous, and hemizygous finally drains into the azygos.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है? This is happening on the left side. लेफ्ट साइड में नीचे हेमिजाइगस है, अभी 9, 10, 11 पोस्टीरियर इंटरकॉस्टल वेन्स ड्रेन कर रहे हैं हेमिजाइगस में, और हेमिजाइगस ड्रेन कर रहा है इनटू द एजाइगस में, और ये फिर हमारा सुपीरियर वेनिकम में चला जाएगा अल्टीमेटली। नाउ लेट्स अबाउट टेक अबाउट, ये तो हमारा 9, 10, 11 तो खत्म हो गया। अब बात करते हैं ऊपर वाले का। तो ऊपर वाले का वैसे ही है, ऊपर वाले का कैसे था?
Yes, sir.
ऊपर वाला कैसे था राइट साइड में?
It was continuous.
पहला फर्स्ट पोस्टीरियर इंटरकॉस्टल वेन को क्या होगा?
Huh?
ये देखो फर्स्ट पोस्टीरियर इंटरकॉस्टल, राइट साइड में फर्स्ट पोस्टीरियर इंटरकॉस्टल वेन ने क्या किया
So
था?
it would drain direct on the right side. The first would drain directly into brachiocephalic, and the second, third.
hold on. So first वाला डायरेक्टली ब्रेकियोसेफेलिक में गया था राइट साइड पे,
Yes, sir.
और लेफ्ट वाला भी वैसे ही करेगा, ठीक है? The first posterior intercostal vein drains into the brachiocephalic right side, left side का, obviously ये right left posterior intercostal vein right side का first वाला right brachiocephalic में जाएगा, and first posterior intercostal vein of the left side will drain into left brachiocephalic. अभी
Yes,
right
sir.
side में second, third and fourth were uniting to form the
Superior
intercostal
posterior
vein,
intercostal
है ना,
vein.
which was draining into the esophagus. अब लेफ्ट साइड में क्या है कि it is second and third only which is uniting to form the superior
Left.
intercostal vein, which is also draining into the brachiocephalic. ठीक है?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
अभी कौन से बच गए हमारे पास? फर्स्ट खत्म हो गया, सेकंड खत्म हो गया, और थर्ड खत्म हो गया। हमारा 9 यहाँ पे खत्म हो गया था, तो बचा 3, no sorry 4,
Fourth.
4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
they will drain into the esophagus vein,
Yes, sir.
right? So that
Yes,
is
sir.
about the venous drainage of the left side also.
Yes,
एक
sir.
बार रिवाइज कर दोगे मेरे लिए, सबके लिए?
Okay. Both right and left side, right?
slowly करना, slowly.
Okay. So first, talking about the right side, the
नहीं, right
major
होगा,
drain.
we spend a lot of time.
Yes, sir.
Left.
Okay, the left side. So the left side, it is not continuous. It has the hemiazygos and accessory hemiazygos. So the hemiazygos, it is going to form by the union of the ascending lumbar vein.
What needs to understand is that याद करने के लिए आसानी रहेगी, to understand is that hemizygous is the lower part and accessory is extra which is above.
Yes, sir.
So hemizygous will be similar to the beginning of azygous vein.
Yes, sir.
हाँ बताओ.
So just like with the azygous vein, hemiazygous is going to form by fusion of the left subcostal and the left ascending lumbar vein, and it is going to receive drainage from the 11th, 10th and 9th posterior intercostal veins, and ultimately the hemiazygous vein will itself also drain into the azygous vein. Now that was the hemiazygous. On the above that, we are going to have the accessory hemiazygous vein, which is going to receive the drainage from the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th posterior intercostal veins, and once again accessory hemiazygous is also going to drain into azygous vein. Next, we are going to have the second and the third posterior intercostal veins. They are going to unite to form the left superior posterior intercostal vein, which is going to drain into the brachiocephalic, and finally the first posterior intercostal vein, that is also going to drain directly into the brachiocephalic vein.
Wonderful, wonderful. ठीक है. So that is about the venous drainage, and venous drainage हमारा thoracic cavity का is important because of the spread of, because it gives branches which is in communication with the vertebral venous plexus, and जो हमारा posterior intercostal veins also drain the mammary gland. They're draining the mammary gland as well. So any tumor or cancerous material can be transferred from the mammary gland through the posterior intercostal veins into the vertebral column, and through the vertebral column it can ascend up into the brain cranial cavity.
Yes,
And
sir.
similarly from the superior epigastric vein, it can go into the abdominal part. So that is what this channel should be very clear to you in your mind, how this
Yes.
can happen. So that is about this, and then quickly about the nerve supply of the intercostal, which is simple. That's why I thought we can spend less time there. So this is how we are. Okay, now I need somebody else. So thank you, Ritvik.
Thank you, sir.
Isn't fourth also into superior? No, fourth is not into superior. Okay. So now this is a transfer section of the thoracic cavity with the vertebra behind the sternum. This is the cavity we are watching from above. Sternum is in front. What we see here is the spinal nerve, and the spinal nerve. This is a dorsal root. This is a dorsal root ganglion, and this is the ventral root, the motor root, and the sensory root. So that is in the intervertebral foramen. The nerve is formed, so it's giving between the two pedicles. This is the pedicle. This is the transverse process. So between the transverse process, a nerve branch goes backwards, which is called the dorsal branch, which supplies the skin muscle and skin of the back, and then it will travel along with that neurovascular plane, and it will enter into that space between the internal intercostal and innermost intercostal. So, and then give branches, which are the lateral branch, anterior branch. So these branches are going to supply the skin. So, and the muscles, the intercostal muscles, the intercostal muscles, so these nerves are going to supply the spinal nerves are going to supply these muscles, and these are going to be the cutaneous branches, which are going to supply the. So we have a very segmental innervation in the thoracic wall. As if you see this picture here, so the nerves are traveling in the segments. So which is why if there's a involvement of a nerve where the pain will be radiating along one segment. So if it is involved in one segment, so you can make out, but there's little overlapping of nerves. So which is why it is usually not only one segment, maybe two segments which will get will show pain radiating. And also there is a certain condition when you want to, there is a question again for this in your SDL that there's a condition, suppose you want to give, there's a pain along a, or because of a fracture, we need to give a nerve block. So which will be reversed. Because see, unlike the arteries and veins, we can't have a nerve coming from front. जैसे हमारे पास anterior intercostal arteries, anterior intercostal vein था, posterior intercostal artery, posterior intercostal vein था. We can't have a posterior intercostal nerve and anterior intercostal nerve because spinal cord is one only, and the nerves are arising from the spinal cord only, and spinal cord is located posterior only. So we'll have only posterior these nerves which are we can call posterior intercostal nerves, but there is no anterior intercostal nerve. So we call it intercostal nerves only. So these intercostal nerves will travel all the way from behind to reach forwards. So you read about how the segmental innervation is there of the thoracic wall, and there will be a lot of diagrams available in the books which shows to you which nerve is going to supply which area, and the nerves, as you can see this over here, the nerves in this region, especially this region, the seventh, this will reach the anterior round wall, which is why they are also called as the atypical intercostal spaces. So this is going to reach the anterior round wall and supply the skin and the muscles here of the anterior round wall also. These intercostal nerves. So lower intercostal nerve also supplies the diaphragm over here, which is a muscular motor, which is a skeletal muscle. So, so that muscle is supplied by the diaphragm of these spinal nerves. So I think that is all for today. And next time when we meet, we are going to discuss next week. So you can make a Khushi can make a correction in your BDC. All right. So thank you very much. So you can have a break of 5-10 minutes, and then we will start with the demonstration. So it is 10:35. So 10:45. So you have a break of 10 minutes. So at 10:45, I'll tell all the table teachers to get in contact with you at 10:45, not before that. Thank you. Sweetie Sharma, don't you have the topic for the timetable? You don't have timetable?
Sir, when will we get the forms today? Sir, at what time tentatively?
The same time as you've been getting. Is there any problem in that time?
No, sir.
ठीक है. I think because बीच में हम लोगों को time मिल नहीं पाता है, and we also want that you should study other things and you do whatever break you want to have and study also, dinner also. So we are keeping the time between 9:30 and 10.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Acha, I have
Yes.
a little problem that before we talk to cyber security, there are people who are logging with the different IDs and try to being little smart and do some mischievous activities. So please don't do this. Otherwise, it can become dangerous for that person who is doing that. And use your email IDs, which you have been told to use. That is the new email IDs. Write your roll number, write your name, and try to finish it in time. This is for your assessment and for us to know how you are understanding these lectures and demonstrations, right? Thank you.